I'm Gordon Ironside and I'm headmaster of Sutton Grammar School. We've had two productions. 2 years ago we had Starfish, and last year we had Breathing Country, and we showed them to year 10 and 11 students. The first time, very much enjoyed the production, very professional theatre group, very lively, keen actors who drew the audience in. And I liked the electronic voting as well, so every member of the audience had a sort of keypad, and they were asked various questions before the play, and then some of those questions were repeated afterwards to see if the play had had an impact on their thinking. So it was very good experience. The boys came out feeling that they'd been engaged, feeling that they'd discussed serious issues. And as their RE teacher, I felt they were still talking about some of the issues, a lesson or two down the road, which doesn't always happen with their traditional approaches. Well, I think in both plays they were not straight middle of the road situations. I mean, Variant CJD, a very rare illness, and yet it still drew their attention to the difficult ethical problems of a very rapidly developing situation, no time possibly to wait for a traditional cure. Were you going to try something a bit riskier? Was the patient's permission, for example, an important part of that? Both plays had aspects of new electronic technology involved in them as well. There was a sort of avatar element to the first play, and there was a sort of Facebook discussion in the second play. So again, that was interesting, because the boys just take it for granted that these new technologies come along and they use them readily, and they don't always think of some of the ethical issues behind their use. So I think all of those things made both plays both interesting and the students very engaged with them. Yeah, I think they very valuable. I mean, the plays came, I think, supported by professional bodies in terms of the writing and the sponsoring, the fact that they were able to be put on at all, and the fact you've got a professional set, professional actors and so on. Anything that's put on very professionally, students sit up and take notice and say these matters really matter to the actors and the people that have organised all this, and so it helped the overall discussion of the topics raised. It just sort of raised the importance. The school and the theatre company think these are important issues. We've something important to discuss and learn here, and I think the students reacted very positively. Well, I think on the science was very accurate in what you showed. I mean, we do have other theatre groups come, usually with a theatre stroke English sort of focus, rather than it being factual, ethical, philosophical. So it was those aspects that both attracted us in the first place when the offer came, and indeed proved itself to be high quality. I liked too the professionalism of the various sheets and information sheets sent in advance. You asked us to make sure that the audience understood certain vocabulary that would be used in the play, and I think all that just helped the audience be prepared and made it a very professional morning. It was very good. The thing that was different and special was the accurate scientific content, the picking up of specific ethical issues in a very serious way, and not just glossing over the surface either. Trying to get deeply under them, and some boys gave tremendous answers in the discussion, which showed that they'd been thinking a lot and were able to bring other examples into the discussion themselves. And so it just struck me as if that had been the outcome of an ordinary lesson, and that had been the discussion at the end of the lesson, the teacher would have been proud of the stimulus that the material had provided. And the plays did just that. They really stimulated the audience to think deeply, and that's what good education is all about.